We almost didn't choose my story because it's so boring, but then we thought maybe that was a story in itself. Maybe instead of showing someone's struggles with prejudice, we could tell a story about the void of those challenges and what life looks like for someone with privilege. So without further ado, here's the unexciting tale of a white middle-class female growing up in a prosperous neighborhood, raising her own nuclear family while confidently pursuing the American dream.
I was raised in a nice little house in Kennewick with neighbors of the same demographic. Working dad, stay-at-home mom, 2 kids under 5, complete with cul-de-sac barbecues. When I was 7, we moved into a nicer neighborhood and a bigger house and the same demographic. The Barbies and baby dolls that we played with looked just like us. The only hiccup in this picture was my parents divorcing when I was 9. But lucky for me, within 2 years they were both remarried to wonderful people. So now I had 4 wonderful parents that adored me and my little brother. We lived in 2 nice homes in 2 prosperous neighborhoods, and now instead of 1 nice family vacation, we got 2 every year. My parents moved me to a private Catholic school for 4th through 8th grade. I was never bullied, I made friends easily, and I prayed out loud in school to a God we all believed in. I didn't know anyone who drank, did drugs, or had been to jail. I never had trouble falling asleep because I was never hungry or scared. I switched to public school in high school where I met my first black person. I literally asked her, "Can we be friends? I've never had a black friend before." And we were. Unlike my friend, I had never been the only person of my race in a room. I decided to do Running Start in high school, so my parents bought me a car so I could get to school and work on my own. I never had to rely on public transportation. I never had to worry about not having gas money, and I never worried about getting pulled over by the police. In the last 20 years, I have interviewed for 4 jobs, and I have gotten all 4 jobs. I never worried about the interviewer not being able to pronounce my name, and I never doubted that I would fit right in with their team. College was not an if for me, it was simply a where. I applied to 1 school and was accepted. I didn't bother to apply for scholarships or grants. That's something minorities or people with financial struggles do. 2 years later, I graduated with my BA in English, and with some help from my parents, I got out with less than $15,000 in student loans. I got married right after graduating, and thanks to easy and affordable access to contraceptives, we waited 5 years before we decided to have children. I had 2 healthy babies and even got to enjoy 6 weeks paid time off with my daughter. Thanks to employer-paid insurance, my hospital stay didn't put us in debt. I took 2 months off and knew I had the same job to go back to when I returned. We built 3 different houses over a 10-year period and never once worried about qualifying or being approved. We never worried about making our house payment, and every time we filled out the paperwork, we checked the white Caucasian box without another thought. The first half of my life, I was definitely not aware of any privileges I had compared to others. Now I am aware of my privilege and the privilege my children will have in today's America. I believe every American, no matter their race or religion, has the right to the same boring life I have had.